Iron Maiden, one of the most iconic and enduring bands in heavy metal history, has seen its fair share of triumphs, challenges, and lineup changes over the decades. Among the most significant and emotional moments in the band's history was the departure of guitarist Adrian Smith in 1990. For years, fans speculated about the reasons behind his exit, but in a candid and deeply personal revelation, Smith has opened up about the true reasons he left the band, the emotional turmoil he experienced, and the regret he felt after making the decision. His story is one of ambition, self-doubt, and ultimately, redemption. Adrian Smith joined Iron Maiden in 1980, replacing Dennis Stratton. His arrival marked a turning point for the band, as his melodic guitar style and songwriting contributions helped shape the sound of classic albums like The Number of the Beast, 1982, Peace of Mind, 1983, and Power Slave, 1984. Alongside Dave Murray, Smith formed one of the most formidable guitar duos in metal history, and his chemistry with bassist and bandleader Steve Harris was instrumental in crafting Maiden's signature sound. Smith's contributions extended beyond his guitar work. He co-wrote some of the band's most beloved songs, including 2 Minutes of Midnight, Wasted Years, and The Evil That Men Do. His ability to blend intricate melodies with powerful riffs made him an indispensable part of Iron Maiden's success during the 1980s, a decade that saw the band rise to global superstardom. Despite the band's success, the relentless touring and recording schedule began to take its toll on Smith. By the late 1980s, Iron Maiden had become a well-oiled machine, but the pressure to maintain their status as one of the world's biggest metal bands was immense. Smith, known for his introspective nature, began to feel increasingly disconnected from the band and the music industry as a whole. In interviews, Smith has spoken about the growing sense of dissatisfaction he felt during this period. "I was just getting a bit disillusioned with the whole thing," he admitted. "We were touring constantly, and it felt like we were on this never-ending treadmill. I started to question whether I was still enjoying it or just going through the motions." This disillusionment was compounded by creative differences within the band. Smith had always been a prolific songwriter, but he found it increasingly difficult to get his ideas heard. "I felt like my contributions weren't being appreciated as much as they used to be," he said. "It was frustrating because I had so many ideas, but they weren't fitting into what the band wanted to do at the time." By 1990, Smith had reached a breaking point. The band was preparing to record their 8th studio album, No Prayer for the Dying, and Smith felt that the creative direction they were taking didn't align with his vision. "I just didn't feel like I was part of it anymore," he recalled. "I wasn't happy with the music we were making, and I didn't feel like I had a voice in the process." Smith's dissatisfaction came to a head during a meeting with Steve Harris. In a moment of frustration, he told Harris that he was thinking of leaving the band. To his surprise, Harris didn't try to talk him out of it. Steve just said, "If that's how you feel, then maybe it's for the best," Smith revealed. "I think he was as frustrated with me as I was with the situation." The decision to leave Iron Maiden was not an easy one. Smith had been with the band for a decade, and they were like family to him. But he felt that he needed a change, both creatively and personally. "I thought I needed to step away and do something different," he said. "I wanted to explore other musical avenues and see what else I was capable of." After leaving Iron Maiden, Smith formed a new band called ASAP, Adrian Smith and Project, and released an album titled Silver and Gold in 1989. While the project allowed him to explore his musical interests outside of Maiden, it failed to achieve commercial success. Smith also collaborated with other artists, including Bruce Dickinson, who had left Iron Maiden in 1993. Despite these opportunities, Smith found it difficult to adjust to life outside of Iron Maiden. "It was a strange time for me," he admitted. "I had been part of this huge machine for so long, and suddenly I was on my own. I missed the camaraderie and the sense of purpose that came with being in Maiden." Smith's struggles were compounded by the fact that Iron Maiden continued to thrive without him. The band released No Prayer for the Dying in 1990, followed by Fear of the Dark in 1992, both of which were commercially successful. Smith couldn't help but feel a sense of regret as he watched his former bandmates carry on without him. In a particularly candid moment, Smith revealed the emotional toll that leaving Iron Maiden took on him. "I burst out crying one day," he said. It just hit me all at once. The regret, the sadness, the feeling that I had made a huge mistake. I realized how much I missed being part of something so special. Smith's regret was not just about leaving the band. It was also about the way he had handled the situation. I think I could have handled things differently, he admitted. I should have communicated better with Steve and the rest of the band. Instead, I just bottled everything up until it all came pouring out. Smith's journey back to Iron Maiden began in 1999 when he reunited with Bruce Dickinson for the singer's solo album, The Chemical Wedding. The collaboration reignited Smith's passion for music and reminded him of the creative chemistry he had shared with his former bandmates. Working with Bruce again was like a breath of fresh air, he said. It reminded me of why I fell in love with music in the first place. The reunion with Dickinson paved the way for Smith's return to Iron Maiden. In 1999, both Smith and Dickinson rejoined the band, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Iron Maiden's history. The reunion was met with overwhelming enthusiasm from fans, and the band's subsequent albums, including Brave New World, 2000, and The Book of Souls, 2015, were hailed as a return to form. Looking back on his decision to leave Iron Maiden, Smith acknowledges that it was a difficult but necessary part of his journey. I don't regret leaving because it taught me a lot about myself, he said, but I do regret the way I handled it. I wish I'd been more open and honest with the band about how I was feeling. Smith's story is a testament to the complexities of life in a successful band. The pressures of fame, creative differences, and personal struggles can take a toll on even the strongest relationships. But for Smith, the experience ultimately led to growth and self-discovery. I think I needed to step away to realize how much Iron Maiden meant to me, he said. Coming back to the band was like coming home. Today, Adrian Smith is once again an integral part of Iron Maiden, and his contributions continue to shape the band's sound and legacy. His journey, from leaving the band to returning stronger than ever, serves as an inspiration to fans and musicians alike. It is a reminder that even in the face of regret and uncertainty, there is always the possibility of redemption and renewal. Smith's story also highlights the importance of communication and self-reflection. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that you have to be honest with yourself and the people around you, he said. It's not always easy, but it's the only way to move forward. Adrian Smith's decision to leave Iron Maiden in 1990 was a pivotal moment in the band's history and a deeply personal chapter in his own life. While the decision was fraught with regret and emotional turmoil, it ultimately led to a period of growth and self-discovery that allowed him to return to the band with a renewed sense of purpose. His story is a testament to the enduring power of music, the importance of communication, and the possibility of redemption. As Iron Maiden continues to tour and record new music, Smith's legacy as one of the band's most talented and influential members remains secure. And for fans, his journey serves as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope for a brighter future.